I'm coming to you from the other side of my daughter's wedding. And I have to say, I'm still riding a bit of a pink cloud. There was so much love, so much connection, and so many moments I know I'll carry with me. But as I've started to settle back into everyday life, I found myself reflecting not just on what happened, but what stayed with me. And that's really what this episode is about. After the moment, what remains? And what I keep coming back to are three things: confidence, connection, and love. Not in the way I might have defined them before, but in a way I experienced them more simply, more honestly, and maybe more fully than I expected. I want to share a little of what I noticed and what I'm still learning from it. So let's look at confidence. When I think about confidence, I used to think about it being totally prepared, being capable, being in control. But what I experienced at the wedding was something very different. Confidence wasn't about being the one making the decisions or making sure everything went a certain way. It was about trusting myself, especially when I wasn't in control and there was fear. The biggest moment for me about fear was walking down the aisle by myself, which is how it laid out was going to happen. But the minute I started to walk, I felt so supported that I wasn't alone. There were all these people in chairs. There were people ahead of me, people behind me. And I felt just this spirit of people and of life that I could tap into and know that I could just be happy in the moment, trust myself, and let it all unfold exactly as it should. There were those moments where I could feel that old instinct to step in, to guide, to shape things, but instead I paused and I trusted. And what I realized is this: confidence isn't about knowing everything will go smoothly. It's about believing you can handle whatever comes. And courage steps in those moments of fear. And coming out the other end, we can trust ourselves. And what's interesting is that confidence isn't really about perfection. It's about self-trust and presence. And what a gift when you can be present in those moments that really matter, like a wedding, where there's so much attention. It becomes really clear how much we tie confidence to how we think we're being seen, that kind of external validation that we seek. But what I found is that the more I trusted myself internally, the less all of that other stuff mattered. And that shift in confidence opened the door to something else: connection. What surprised me most about the wedding was how much connection showed up. Not in the big moments, but in the small ones. The conversations, the eye contact, the laughter, the quiet moments in between. In our family dinner, when everyone first arrived, I had made a welcome card with a picture on the back. And many of those pictures were surprises to the people who showed up. And they loved them. They went around the room and connected with each other, laughed, and enjoyed going back in that moment of the picture. And what I noticed was that connection didn't come from trying to make things happen. It came from being present, from letting go of the need to manage or perform or make everything perfect. It was just about being there. And that allowed me to see people differently, even people I may have a few stories about before the wedding. There was compassion. I had more understanding and even a little more grace for those. And what stayed with me is how much connection comes from simply being present and tuning in to the people you're connecting with, not managing, not performing, just listening and being there. And all of that led me to the biggest realization of all. I think I've always thought of love as something you show or give or even protect. But what I experienced at the wedding shifted that for me. Love wasn't about managing the moment. It wasn't about making everything perfect for everybody. It was allowing my daughter to be fully herself, allowing others to show up as they are, allowing things to unfold without needing to control them, and just looking at the love all around. It was pretty wild to be present in the reception and watch people dance, and then watching people on the periphery just loving each other. I loved it. It was so great. And in that space, love felt lighter, much more natural, and very real. It reminded me of something I've talked about before, the idea of let them. Let people be who they are. Let moments unfold as they will. And what I realized is that when we stop trying to control, we don't lose love. We actually experience more of it. And as I've been reflecting on all of this, I realized something even deeper, that this moment, this wedding, wasn't just one day. It's about a lifetime, about being a good daughter, growing up in a family with its own wounds and stories, moving through loss, doing the work of recovery for over 26 years, learning to forgive. And I think one of our future topics will be self-forgiveness, letting go of anger, and healing what hurt. All of it, everything, bringing me to this moment. And what I felt that day wasn't something I don't think I've ever felt quite this way before. A deep knowing that my daughters will be okay, that they're strong, and they're leaders in their own lives, and that they have a whole community of people who love them, and they have love for each other, and they protect and support each other. And the people they've chosen to love and be loved by. And it's all on full display. And I realized I've been doing the work my whole life to be able to be present for that. Not to control it, not to manage it, but to actually see and experience it. to feel it, to receive it. And for me, that's everything. There was a time when I didn't trust myself to say these things out loud. Because when I feel this much, the tears come and the words don't. Some of you may remember that from the very first episode. I'm so grateful you've been taking this journey with me. But this time, something was different. I wasn't overwhelmed. I was present. I could take it all in. The joy of loving and being loved. And I could just be there, available. And yes, I had to make a lot of runs for the coffee or, manage around and pivot when the streets were closed off. But I could just be there, available, not controlling, not managing, not judging, just part of it. And yes, even out on the dance floor, singing and dancing with amazing women. Shout out to Cher's Believe, right, ladies? And sharing those quiet, intimate moments with my husband. Connection, romance, being in it together. And something else shifted for me too. When I look back on my own wedding, for years, what I remembered most was what went wrong. The stress, the breakdowns. And that has stayed with me until now. I mean, it's been like 36 years. And now I see that's actually very human. We're wired to hold on to the negative more than the positive. It has something to do with our survival. And what's been so beautiful is reconnecting with what also happened at my own wedding. The laughter, the dancing, the small meaningful moments, and realizing there was so much that went right. So, as part of my own healing, I'm going to create a second wedding album. And I'm going to call it What Went Right. Because that story deserves to be told too. So when I think about after the moment, what stayed with me isn't just the memories. It's how I experienced myself differently. A little more trusting, a little more open, a little more present. And maybe that's what these moments give us. Not just something to celebrate, but something to carry forward. Confidence, connection, and love. Not as ideas, but as something we can live into again and again. I'm so grateful for this experience and for everything it's shown me. And for you, my podcast followers, because you've seen this unfold, the guests we've had, and the healing that has probably gone on for all of us. So I hope after this moment, for me, you'll find the moments that matter to you and embrace them and love them and be present for them. And as we move forward with this series, I'm really looking forward to continuing the conversation in different ways. Next week, I'll be joined by Marcus Ogden. Marcus is a former NFL player turned inspirational speaker, author, and entrepreneur. After a career-ending injury and after losing nearly $3 million in a failed business venture, he rebuilt his life from the ground up. Today, he works with leaders and organizations around the world, helping them navigate challenges, grow through adversity, and show up more authentically. And after everything we've explored in this series, confidence, connection, and love, I think his story offers a meaningful next step. How we take what we've learned and move forward with it. I'll see you then.